What is the most insane form of Cordyceps evolution in The Last of Us? The swift runners, the terrifying clickers, or the colossal rat king? In this video, I'll reveal the chilling science behind every stage of the Last of Us infection, unpacking the biology behind these terrifying zombies. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive deep into the anatomy of the Last of Us zombies together. The first hours after Cordyceps infection mark the beginning of true horror. Within just 24 to 48 hours, an ordinary human transforms into what survivors call a runner, the initial infection stage, which inevitably leads to even more terrifying forms. But what's actually happening inside the body during this rapid transformation? Once Cordyceps enters its human host, it immediately attacks the brain, especially targeting the limbic system. According to the game's scientist Jerry Anderson, fungal growth focuses on these limbic regions, explaining the infected's behavior. This area of your brain controls emotions, memory, and decision-making, essentially what makes you human. Anderson's research clarifies why the infected retain their physical capabilities while losing their humanity, a deliberate strategy by the fungus to maximize its transmission potential. This precise neurological takeover mirrors the real-world fungus Cordyceps unilateralis, famously known as the zombie ant fungus. In ants, this fungus hijacks specific neurons controlling jaw muscles, forcing the insect to climb vegetation and clamp onto leaves before dying, perfectly positioning its corpse for spore dispersal. The human-affecting version operates with similar precision but greater complexity, preserving motor functions while eliminating resistance. Just as ants undertake suicide missions, human runners become involuntary vectors, biologically compelled to spread the infection. Runners are especially unsettling because they closely resemble humans. Their skin turns pale, their eyes bloodshot, yet they haven't yet developed fungal plaques, seen in later stages. Some even groan in apparent pain, suggesting partial awareness of their transformation. This intermediate state between human and monster creates a psychologically destabilizing effect more frightening than fully transformed stages. HBO's adaptation introduced significant changes in transmission mechanics. Instead of airborne spores, infected individuals transmit fungus through visible tendrils emerging from their mouths. This adds immediate horror. You can literally see the infection entering a body, explaining the fungus's precise control from the very beginning. The series also portrays runners as clumsy puppets, with jerky movements and visible fungal threads beneath their skin. This visual representation captures the neurological takeover. The fungus has yet to fully dominate human motor functions, resulting in disturbing movements. The science behind fungal mind control has real biological parallels. Several parasites manipulate their hosts' behaviors to their advantage. For instance, Toxoplasma gondii alters rodent behavior, making them attracted to cat urine, facilitating predation. Cats are the parasite's final hosts. While no known fungus controls humans, these examples demonstrate the biological mechanisms for such control exist in nature. Runners behave collectively, similar to certain slime molds coordinating without a central brain. They attack in groups, overwhelming targets through sheer numbers. The fungus creates a distributed network of infected, coordinating attacks through shared instincts implanted by the infection. What truly makes runners close to humans is preserving the host's mobility while targeting decision-making capabilities. The fungus maintains a body that swiftly pursues targets across various terrains, maximizing transmission opportunities before evolving into later, more specialized stages. This represents the terrifying first step in the Cordyceps life cycle, a mobile distribution system actively seeking new hosts. While runners represent the fungus's initial move, subsequent stages defy conventional evolutionary logic. The parasite doesn't follow a linear path. It branches into two contradictory strategies. The fungus develops stealthy predators lurking in shadows, and blind hunters signaling their presence with chilling clicks. This apparent contradiction isn't a design flaw, it's a calculated evolutionary gamble to maximize hunting success across any environment. Let's start with Stalkers. As the infection progresses, fungal growth emerges from the host, distorting human features. These protrusions indicate diminishing original human influence, yet stalkers retain vision, crucial for their hunting style. Unlike previous stages, they hunt individually, exhibiting genuinely unsettling environmental awareness. Stalkers use dark, enclosed spaces to their advantage, hiding in shadows and architectural features. Like a leopard quietly perched on a branch or a boa hidden in jungle vines, they vanish into darkness, becoming part of it.
Stalkers.
Imagine turning a corner in an abandoned mall and seeing the shadows breathe and shift. A stalker awaits, calculating every move, ready to strike the moment your guard drops. HBO's series highlights this strategic threat more than the games. Co-creator Craig Mazin intentionally expanded their role, emphasizing their intelligence and psychological terror. The second season premiere illustrated this vividly when Ellie and Dinah encountered a stalker in an abandoned mall. The series' detailed fungal textures and calculated movements heightened tension unbearably before the inevitable attack. While stalkers' perfect stealth, clickers represent a completely different evolutionary branch. The fungus sacrifices the host's sight in exchange for enhanced strength and advanced echolocation. Fungal growth covers the head, transforming it into a hardened, armored mass, eliminating eyes but offering protection against physical attacks. This blindness becomes advantageous as clickers develop extraordinary sensory systems. They emit distinctive clicks that bounce off objects, creating a sound map. Fungal structures on their heads act as resonance chambers, similar to facial structures in bats. Their bodies undergo dramatic transformations, covered in scaly fungal growths, providing armor and increasing physical capabilities. Cordyceps reinforces host structures with hardened compositions, creating formidable opponents who withstand significant damage and deliver devastating attacks. Together, stalkers and clickers form a comprehensive hunting network adaptable to nearly any human refuge. Stalkers thrive in dense cover, while clickers dominate open spaces with echolocation. This dual strategy reveals sophisticated biological experimentation, preserving certain neural pathways for ambushes, while others undergo complete fungal domination. In nature, successful parasites typically develop multiple life stages to exploit different ecological niches. Cordyceps experiments with varied host configurations, investing in advanced forms based on environmental advantage. As the Cordyceps continues its relentless biological experimentation, it eventually reaches something truly terrifying in its later stages. Having exhausted its initial evolutionary strategies, the fungus fully commits to domination, transforming human hosts into something almost unrecognizable. Biological fortresses with specialized adaptations that seem designed rather than simply evolved. The ultimate expression of this fungal invasion is manifested in the bloaters, hosts who survive with the infection for several years. During this extended period, the Cordyceps restructures the human body into a walking tank, encased in a kind of nature-made bulletproof vest. Bloaters are terrifying due to their near invulnerability, as the fungus creates armor plates all over the body, repurposing calcium from bones and tissues in a manner similar to how mollusks create hardened shells. This fungal armor makes bloaters immune to conventional weapons. Bullets harmlessly ricochet off their plates, and melee weapons prove ineffective against their reinforced exterior. Their main vulnerability is fire, which destabilizes the fungal structure, highlighting that although these organisms are impact-resistant, they remain susceptible to extreme temperatures. Environmental factors determine which advanced form an infected will evolve into, marking a crucial shift in the fungus's adaptive strategy. In regions with high humidity or stagnant water, Shamblers emerge, variants specialized for wet conditions. While they share the same armor as bloaters, Shamblers release clouds of caustic spores that cause acid burns on contact with skin. This adaptation mirrors fungi that thrive in saturated environments and develop chemical defenses. Cordyceps senses its surroundings and alters its growth patterns accordingly, demonstrating a remarkable capacity for environmental adaptation. When killed, Shamblers release a final spore burst, ensuring the continuation of the infection, mirroring how terrestrial fungi disperse their reproductive structures. The most terrifying manifestation of Cordyceps infection is the extremely rare rat king, a colonial superorganism formed when multiple infected fuse together in confined spaces over decades. This abomination is inspired by the real phenomenon of rat kings, in which several rodents become physically entangled. The game's directors cited films like Zygote and Annihilation as visual influences for this monstrous creation. The biological horror of the Rat King lies in the violation of individual boundaries. Several infected, trapped in the same environment for decades, merge into a unified entity with a distributed consciousness. The fungus establishes coordination across multiple bodies at the cellular level, forming neural networks that span what were once separate individuals. This colonial structure resembles slime molds, which function as a single entity despite being made up of countless individual cells. They exhibit complex behaviors, including problem-solving and rudimentary memory, without a centralized brain. The Rat King takes this principle to the extreme, human hosts serving as components of a larger, more powerful organism. The Rat King suggests that the fungus's ultimate goal may be the creation of complex superorganisms capable of coordinated actions, and possibly a level of intelligence greater than any individual infected. The infection transcends parasitism to become a distributed intelligence, using human bodies as biological building blocks. The fight against the Rat King was designed to be exceptionally challenging, inspired by difficult boss battles from games like God of War and Bloodborne, reflecting its status as the pinnacle of Cordyceps evolution. What makes Cordyceps deeply unsettling is its grounding in real science, drawing inspiration from actual fungal parasites. Thankfully, such threats don't exist, yet this fictional pathogen offers chilling insights into evolutionary adaptability and host manipulation. Witnessing infected in-game or on-screen highlights evolution's darkest potential, a biological fortress born from nature's unpredictability. How far should we push our understanding of fungal manipulation?